Zane Clodfelter with Otters TV here with Preston Leinenbach, and we are wrapping up Evansville's sweep of Southern Illinois, and really on Sunday winning by a final of 7-4, but it was a game that was never that close.
Never that close. And give me one sec here real quick while we have it.
Oh, man.
Look at that. That's an honor of our good buddy Lucas Corley. Who,
yeah, and by the looks of this broom, I think it was here in 1915, right? That broom has seen some better days. Look at that.
yeah, because I remember last year he would stick out the window.
Yeah, he would. Lucas, I miss him.
But yeah, great sweep, great weekend for the Otters nonetheless. Obviously, when they went to Southern Illinois, it was the other way around. Good to bounce back this weekend and take care of the home field, and a great way to kick off a 9-game homestand with a 3-0 start. There's no doubt about it, and great pitching across the weekend, especially Friday night as well as today.
Austin Nicely, really an impressive performance here today.
Yeah, arguably that's his best start of the year so far. Also, we haven't seen him really a lot here at Boston Field, it feels like. But again, 8 strikeouts for him, a season high. And again, really just kind of came out, set the tone, and then really just got into a rhythm. Second inning, obviously, offensively, that's when the offense came through. But second inning, nicely, 1, 2, 3, strikeout. And great way to just kind of get his day going.
No, very, very impressive. Go 7 inning. Keanu Cummings comes in, pitches the 8th, and then USI product Kyle Griffin came in and got the 9th.
Yeah, Kyle Griffin making his Otters debut, his pro debut. Obviously a little speed bump there, but
yeah,
he didn't panic, and I love seeing that out of his debut here today. Is that he did panic, and he was still able to shut it down and obviously lock in the win in that last inning.
And part of the problems, too, compounded by an error, too, so that kind of extended the inning. We're going to go back now. Actually, no, before we do that, we have to mention Ryan Long.
Right.
I mean, Ryan Long hit a grand slam that really put the game away early.
And that's just a timely situational hit for the Otters. At times they have missed at times this year, but from Ryan Long, you're not expecting him to send one out of the ballpark. You're expecting him to either get the gap hit or get on base. And obviously he delivered with some power in front of the meat of the order, and like I said, kind of just broke the game wide open.
No, he was just waiting there. Fastball.
First pitch.
Man, first pitch fastball. Crushed it. It might have landed on the top of the Crawford Door building. You think it did?
I don't
Came
know.
close. It might have bounced off the facade of it.
It definitely bounced off. I'm pretty sure one of the billboards at least.
Yeah, so too bad it wasn't the J.E. Sheck home run hole, because then we all
other
could have gotten
side.
free air conditioning for
He needs
you.
to switch hands, go to being a right-handed batter.
So no, that was just a big exclamation mark on the weekend. Saturday, I think, was the most exciting because you saw Evansville fall behind 4-0. Tyler Vale, though, Mr. Resilient, battling through that tough early start, settled down, and ended up having a pretty good outing.
And that kind of seems to be the status quo for him. Is again, he's obviously hoping to get to better starts, but as the fact is, like you said, resilient, just continues to grind and fight through, and that just is something that can kind of rub off on some of the younger players and younger pitchers to the staff. Is just something that you're going to hit some speed bumps, you're going to have some things that don't go your way. It's called adversity, and you got to be able to overcome it. And he's done a good job of showing that multiple times this year.
So the Evansville that game takes a lead, then Southern Illinois fights back, and then, man, Manny Cruz, we talked to him a couple of weeks ago for an Otters TV interview, and I apologize if my Spanish isn't as good as his, but he said the name of his walk-up song is Suave.
Suavemente.
Suavemente. Man, Preston's really good. He went to UE. He's just showing his academic knowledge right
I'll just
there.
say that's high school Spanish.
Okay, well, I took 3 years at Harrison. We don't want to get into that. But he says the walk-up song reminds him to stay smooth, to stay calm.
Soft and smooth.
Soft and
Yep.
smooth. And man, the game-tying hit that he had and the game-winning run eventually scored on that play thanks to the air, he sure did look smooth.
Oh, yeah. I mean, again, he's kind of just gone about his business this year, just very calm, cool, and collected, both defensively, now switching over to third base more often than not here in the lineup of late, as well as his offensive approach, and kind of being locked in now of late in that 9-hole spot in the lineup. So, yeah, he just goes about his business, doesn't really try to draw attention to himself. He just tries to make the plays.
And then Friday was just really a whitewashing 6-0 of Southern Illinois to start the thing off.
We'll give credit to Luke Rennie.
Yes.
He continues to just get better and better. I mean, obviously he's a returning pitcher, very experienced. I mean, he's obviously trying to move up and get back into affiliated baseball, but he just continues to get better. That ERA just continues to drop, and 12 strikeouts. I mean, we were talking about a couple weeks ago how he got 10 strikeouts. Well, now he raised it to 12, and he just continues to just battle. And again, I say he just goes out there and he just has this eye of the tiger about him when he goes out onto the mound here late.
I know it's early in this year, but was told This is the high water mark up until this point of the year. The Otters are 4 games over 500. And an interesting tidbit of knowledge that we looked up right before the camera started rolling. This was the first sweep that Evansville had of Southern Illinois since 2013.
Right.
I was here for that year. That was my 3rd year. That was a pretty decent Evansville team. That was the last team, though, on the run of playoffs that didn't make the postseason, but still finished over 500.
Yeah, obviously that's obviously Andy was here leading that team
Yeah.
in, and
John Schultz was here.
John Schultz
Yes.
was here. His number's out there on
No,
the
yes.
field now.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously, considering I guess the rivalry that is between Evansville and Southern Illinois, that's obviously a big thing to get 3 wins in a weekend and in a series against the Miners. But again, these guys, I think the one thing they were probably going to take away from this weekend and from today at most is that going into the day, they were kind of battling for that top spot in the division standings, and now they're still up there at the top.
So the Miners sweep Evansville and Marion. Evansville sweeps the Miners here. So really what it creates, and I know it's still early. I mean, it's still June. But what it creates is there are no tiebreaker games in the Frontier League. So if teams are tied at the end of the year, you're going through some tiebreaker scenarios. The main one is head-to-head. So you have 6 games left against Southern Illinois. If you're Evansville, you want to try to win 4 of those 6 to get that tiebreaker edge.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, honestly, with 2 series left in total, 1 in Marion, 1 back here at Rossi Field. But even talking about the standings, that there are in some areas, including at the top of the West going in today, just percentage points difference. Because obviously there's been some rainouts and that kind of messes up the records a little bit. But I mean, like you said, it could come down to a tiebreaker scenario head to head, and Evansville's just still got to continue to grind. Obviously, now it's interesting. You're getting to this point of the year, a couple weeks away from the break. The players can't start shutting down yet. They got to get to the finish line of the first half. To the All-Star break, and that includes obviously another upcoming series this week at Rossi Field.
Yeah, final thing on Southern Illinois, they're in a little bit of a swoon right now. I saw coming into today's game, the finale on Sunday, that they were 2-8 in their last 10. That's one of the worst stretches amongst all 12 Frontier League teams. And the good thing for Evansville is so far, they've lost a couple in a row, but they haven't had one of those swoons just yet.
Yeah, not yet. Basically, they kind of just been exchanging games for the
Yeah.
most part up to this point. And there's been only one at a time this year where they've gotten onto a decent streak. But now they're still just going to try to continue to build and make that streak even bigger. And again, just kind of ride the momentum they have and try to maybe separate themselves a little bit. And going into a couple weeks left to the All-Star break.
Otters are 21-17, as I think we mentioned. I don't know if we did or not, but they are 21-17, 4 games over 500. Off day on Monday, and then Evansville continues what is a 9-game homestand here at the ballpark. The Gateway Grizzlies are back in town, and this is the final time we'll see Gateway, barring a potential playoff matchup. And Gateway's just kind of hard to read because they had a really good start to the year, and then we saw them here, and they look good, and then they've struggled at other times.
But, and I'll bring up this key, is that within the last week they re-signed Alec Casina, who was one of the top pitchers in the league.
Yes.
The first time they came around, he had just left to join the Cardinals organization. Now he's back with them, and he could be a factor going into this series, maybe.
That's a bummer for him, the fact that he... Yeah, but... So we'll probably see him, right?
We'll have to find out.
And I hope we see
Probables TBA.
No, I hope we see him because I'd like to see Evansville's best against Gateway's best. For me, that's the best bang for your
Right.
buck. If you're going to pay $5 for a ticket, you might as well get your money's worth, right?
Right, and Gateway, they have some quality offensive players too. Blake Brown is the one that comes to mind. He's obviously a familiar name with the Grizzlies going back to last year, and some good pop, and obviously a tough out for the Otters.
You know who else is on their coaching staff? Ken Oberkfell. Do you think Ken Oberkfell would come on to Otters TV?
You have asked so many people.
No, I have asked so many people. On Otters
And then they get camera shy.
They do get camera shy. We know that you don't watch Otters TV to listen to us talk, so we try to diversify the videos a little bit, get some cool people on, and maybe Ken Oberkfell will, do you want to pay him in Otterbucks? Do we still make Otterbucks?
Yeah, the Otterbucks are still a thing. Yeah.
Then why haven't I seen any this year?
Maybe you're not going to the right people or the right places.
See,
then.
no, because in my car I have a little console thing. I think I have some Otterbucks from last year, but they expired.
Yeah, and they're non-transferable.
Are they not?
I have no idea.
Well, then how did you get...
Your passes are not.
No, my media credentials are non-transferable if you read the fine print on the forms. So, it is an interesting series because there's a night game at 6:35 on a $2 Tuesday. So, what, $2 tickets and popcorn, right?
$2 general admission tickets, $2 popcorn. And I know if you beg enough, he'll probably get some more popcorn in the press box.
Real quick, that was a funny story. So Saturday night's game, the Evansville Otters were so kind and gave out free popcorn, and there were a couple of kids handing out popcorn, and I got on my microphone during the foul ball and said I wanted popcorn. Well, the kid ignored me. So luckily there was a nice young fan who was just sitting to the, one end of the press box. His mom comes to the door, gives one of the workers in the back room the popcorn. The worker brings it to me and says, "Here you go," from a fan. And then the one person who ignored me came back with what? How many? 10?
A tray of popcorn for the entire press box.
Asking how much we wanted. So by the end of the night,
we were counting how many heads were in the press box.
No, Brandon, our scoreboard operator, had like 7 of them. So,
Oh.
so he went crazy with it. Wednesday is a day camp day.
12:05 start time.
12:05 start time. So if you're at work and you have a 12-hour lunch break, or a 12 o'clock lunch break, I wish you had a 12-hour lunch
Yeah.
break. Hey, that's how I kind of approach life here at Bosse Field, is just...
We'll just make it a holiday in Evansville, right?
Yeah, no, right? Last day game. Like,
Right.
this is it. So if you want Bosse Field in its true historic form, I mean, when they started playing baseball here, it was day games.
Yep.
Because there were no lights. So, and then the finale is a Thirsty Thursday.
Thursday.
At 6:35, and then that's not even getting into next weekend.
And if you want to know what Thursday is all about, check out another Otters TV video that Zane made a couple weeks ago from our first Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah, we had a great crowd that night.
The sights and sounds of Bosse Field on a Thirsty Thursday.
Look at that pub on our own channel.
I'm trying.
Hey, I'm trying too. It's like, I ask people, have you seen Otters TV? And they're like, no. And I'm like, let me show you. So if you are watching this video, good news, you're watching Otters TV. So we'll be back after the series against Gateway on Thursday. Until then, that's Eugene.
He's got his own little lanyard.
Now he has his lanyard. Oh, the lights are turning off. So that's
We're
our
getting kicked out, I
yeah,
think.
no, that's our cue. Preston Linebach, I'm Zane Clodfelter. This has been Otters TV.